वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह जी. We are fortunate that we are sitting in form of Sangat and with the Kirpa, with the blessing of Tan Tan Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, Akal Purakh Nirankar Vaheguru. We are together we are together here to walk on the path of spirituality. To walk on the path of spirituality, ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਭਗਤੀ ਦਾ ਮਾਰਗ ਵੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. When we have to walk on this path, there are 4 rules on this path. We have all heard about the rehat of the physical body, the discipline of the physical body, especially in Sikhism. It is very important you to have Amrit and the 5 kakars and all. But there is a rehat of mind, the discipline of the mind. It is very important that we understand what is the discipline of the mind so that we can walk in this path. Because what happens is sometimes we are concentrated on just the physical aspects, and it is also called actually adhyatmak karam, or we can call it as spiritual actions. But we tend to make these spiritual actions as kind of a ritual. We need to make sure that we go beyond the ritual, because at the end of the day, we need to understand we are not this physical body. The disciplines for the physical body are important, but only to live in this world, in this physical world. But the discipline of mind is important in the spiritual path. And so that we can go beyond this physical world. And we also call it a Chautha Pad, the 4th state, which is above the Trigun Maya. Last time we discussed about the Trigun Maya. We will talk more about it this time. But what is more important is to understand on this path, the rehat of the mind, the discipline of the mind. The most important rule for this path is, which we discussed last time also, but I want to make sure that we totally understand, is the home or the ego. We cannot have any sort of ego. At least we can try. I mean, ego is something which is very hard to go, but at least we can try to be humble while walking on this path. When we say, I know better than others, I know this, I can do this, the I. In Punjabi, we call it main. Till the time we will not be humble about it, till the time we are not ready to surrender ourselves, it will be very difficult to walk on this path. Because people will say things. See, this is the game. This is a tamasha. Until or unless we don't understand this game, this tamasha, this play, we will not be able to consider ourselves something else other than this body. Our mind is so much connected with this physical body that any actions which we take, any actions which we do, are all at the end related to this physical body. We need a car, we need a house. Yeah, there are some basic necessities, especially when you are in the Western countries and all, where the transportation is kind of difficult. Yes, you need a basic car and a house and the food to eat. But what happens is our desires are always increasing. And what is happening is when we achieve something, for example, if we need a car and if we get a car, the new desire will come. Because desires are endless. And we'll keep on adding our desires, our wishes. And what happens is once we achieve it, it also brings pain with it. It also brings ego with it. Oh, I have this. I have Tesla. I have BMW. So does it matter whether you have a Tesla, BMW, or a Honda? Because at the end of the day, the purpose of the car is to take you from one physical location to another physical location. But to satisfy our ego, we tend to buy the brands because we want to show it to others, or we want to satisfy our ego that I have a BMW, I have a Tesla, I have a certain car. Again, I'm not saying that we should not own it, but what I'm saying is we should vouch for our actions. We should vouch for our desires. Why we are buying this? There can be some legitimate reasons to buy some good cars. Maybe in the long run, you need that kind of a car. That is a different story. But we need to vouch what exactly our desires are. Because with growing desires, it's just going to be a pain. And sometimes what happens is when people go to the Gurdwara or a temple or a masjid or a church, at the end of the day, they are in front of the God to again asking for the physical things. A lot of times when people go to the Gurdwara, they will ask, oh, I need some job or some work, I have started a business, I need a car. Again, similar kind of physical things. Maharaj says, Vintud hor je mangana, sir dukha ke dukh, de naam santokhiya, utre man ki pukh. It is very important that what we ask from Vaheguru is only and only naam. Because without the naam, if we will ask anything else, it is just going to bring pain. It is just going to bring anxiety. It is not going to solve many things. There is something called basic needs. There is something called desires, which go beyond the basic needs. So it is very important to understand that why I'm having those desires. Because of our ego, because what is going in our head. Okay, my neighbor, my friend has a Tesla, my friend has a BMW, my friend has a Mercedes. I want this for a status symbol, for a social setup in our mind. So we need to understand, we need to vouch for our actions. Surrender is very important, but it is very hard to come. It will come slowly. When we will start jumping Naam, we will start chanting Naam. What will happen? Our mind will start going in Sahaj. What is a Sahaj? Sahaj is when our mind goes in peace. And we have a clarity of our thoughts. The automatic thoughts are not there. Whenever we will have a Sahaj, a clarity, and when our mind will be in peace, then we will start walking on the path of spirituality. That's where the bhakti starts. Maharaj says that if you want to do a bhakti, first thing is you have to kill your thoughts. And the process to kill your thoughts is Gurmantar. What Gurmantar does is, from many thoughts, we go to one thought. But again, just like we mentioned earlier, there is some of the things which we have to try on our own. That's what the wrath of the mind is. The first thing which we discussed here was homemade, the ego. Second most important thing on this path is animosity or a jealousy. In Punjabi, we call it a irkha or a dwat. There should not be any doubts, any param, any jealousy, any animosity. So no animosity. To achieve no animosity, again, we have to take a shelter of Gurbani. Every night, Gursikhs read a Gurbani called Suhela or Kirtan Suhela. And every night we read, Sab mein Jot, Jot hai soi, Tis de chanan, Sab mein chanan hoi. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are, which religion you belong to, what is the color of your skin. Maharaj is saying, Sab mein Jot, Jot hai soi. Everybody has a Jot, a light of Vaheguru. It can be a Hindu, it can be a Muslim, it can be a Christian, anybody. Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs, everybody. Everybody has a Jot of Vaheguru. And I have a news for you. Even the people you hate, they also have a Jot of Vaheguru. I mean, the incident which happened day before yesterday in North America, everybody is hating Trump. And I don't blame them. The stuff which happened is definitely people will be thinking multiple times, and obviously the hate will automatically come what happened. Without going into the details of the incident, the point here is sometimes knowingly and unknowingly we start hating people. In our mind, we are start making people enemies. We don't like them. But if we take a shelter of Gurbani, and from Gurbani, we know Maharaj says, Jin prem kiyo tin hi prapayo. Only love can bring you close to Vaheguru. Sab mein jot jot hai soi. Everybody has a jot of Vaheguru, the prakash of Vaheguru, the light of Vaheguru. Then how can we hate anybody? How can we have animosity? We cannot. But it is something, now I know it is tough, but it is something which we have to practice. If we will start looking into our thoughts, what thoughts which we are taking, and we reflect back on our thoughts, and if we are doing our Gurmantar Abhyas, the chanting, with the way Gurbani Guru is teaching us, the Saas Kira Simran, we will not have a problem in loving people. Rather, we will have a problem in hating people. That's why we need to continuously reflect on our thoughts. So we discussed right now the two aspects or the two rules for the discipline of our mind. One was ego, second was animosity. The third one is slandering or gossiping. We also call it a backbiting also, right? Nindya chugli. In a lot of communities, we have seen that the slandering and gossiping is very common. Sometimes when two people meet each other, they are not discussing about their daily lives, but they are discussing about as the third person. They are always talking about the third person, and sometimes most of the things they are talking about are not even true. We are exaggerating stuff. I remember an unfortunate incident, and I didn't want to listen to that. But since I was sitting in the Gurdwara, in the Langar hall, and there was hardly anybody in the Langar hall, I was eating my prashada. Knowingly and unknowingly, my mind went to out there on the gossiping and slandering happening around there. And one lady was talking with another lady, saying, oh, in our neighbor, there was a theft, there was a robbery. And the second lady, without asking or without investigating anything else, she immediately said, "Oh, it must be a black person. Kala hi hona hai." I was shocked that without even knowing who did the theft, without even knowing what happened, the other lady already had an opinion that if there is a theft, it must be done by a particular community. It is not only wrong in the spiritual path, it is wrong at so many levels. We need to understand again and again, until or unless we will remove these kind of thoughts, we cannot progress into this path. If somebody stole 10 rupees, people are saying, "Oh, that person did a robbery. Thousands of dollars were lost." That is like just totally changing the facts, exaggerating something. You know, the person who is stealing also has Vaheguruji. The person whose money is being stolen also has Vaheguruji. Nindya, chugli, slandering and gossiping is not only wrong when you're doing it. Slandering and gossiping is also wrong when you're listening to it. So when I was there in the Langar Hall and listening to that thing, I was like, why my mind went there? I should have totally ignored it. And from then I realized that. And one of the person in our Sangat, the one Gurmukh, and he kind of made a rule in his house. And that is a very good rule actually. He told his parents, he said, "Mom, when we are not going to talk about the third person when that third person is not present. We are not going to talk about anybody on their back. If that person is not present in our house or in front of us, we are not talking about them." That's a good start. That's a good way. Because Maharaj says, if you have a physical appearance of a Gursikh, of a Gurmukh, you look like a Gurmukh, you look like a Gursikh, you have a Domala, you have a full beard, you have a Kirpan. But if you are doing a Nindya Chugli, gossiping and slandering, you are not a Gurmukh. Ninda Pali, kisi ki nahi, manmukh mugd karan. You are no longer a Gurmukh. Just the physical appearance will not make you a Gurmukh. Guru Gobind Singh Ji created this Khalsa and they gave us a separate identity so that people can trust that person. That the person is Khalis, the person is pure from their mind also, from their heart also. They have to be pure. And if we are taking too many thoughts, if we are busy in gossiping and slandering, if we are busy in hating people, if we have too much of ego, we are just continuously putting a filth on our mind, the layers and layers of filth. Our job was that to clean this filth. But from morning till evening, what we are doing, we are continuously adding the filth in our mind. And we take, just like we take a bath every day in the morning, we want to clean our body, our physical body. Why we want to do that? Because we don't want any filth. We don't want to stink. So that when we go out, that's why we brush our teeth, we clean our body, we clean our clothes. But what are we doing to clean our mind? We should think about it. And another thing is, how can we clean our mind? And Maharaj tells us, we read every day in Japji Sahib, "Par ye hath pair tan de, पानी तोते उतरस खे मूत पलीती कपड़ होए ते साबुन लइए ओ तोए. Maharaj says, if you want to clean your body, if you want to clean your hands, if you want to clean your feet, you will use water. Pani tote utras ke. Moot paliti kapad hoye, your body or your clothes are dirty with the urine. What are you going to do? You're going to clean them with the soap and water again. What are you going to do when your mind is dirty? Pariya mat papa ke sang, o tope nave ke rang. Maharaj says, the only way you can clean your mind, its only way is through Naam. First is the Gurmantar Jap, the Saas Gira Simran. Once we start cleaning our mind, and if we follow these rules, what happens then? Slowly and slowly, the filth of our mind keeps on going away. Mind goes in sahaj, in peace, in calmness. And with that, Vaheguruji blesses us with his kirpa. We'll start listening to the Naam, the Shabad. It is also called Anhad Shabad. It is also called Panch Shabad. It is also called Sahaj Dhun. It is also called Naad. The more closer and closer you go in the court of the God, in the court of Vaheguru, the sound keeps on changing. And the more we listen to that Naam, our mind fully cleans up. But to listen to the voice of God, to listen to this Shabad, to listen to this Naam, day in, day out, morning and evening, we have to chant Vaheguru Gurmantar, Saas Gira Simran. Before we talk more about the Saas Gira Simran, one last rule and very important rule. A lot of times we forget about this. We were discussing about the 4 rules for the rehat of the mind, for the discipline of the mind. First, we learned about the ego, the home, no ego. Second, we learned about the animosity, no animosity, no jealousy, no hate. Third, we learned about slandering and gossiping. We often call it a backbiting also. The last one, last but not least, very important, Lok Lajja. What will other think about me? If I will ask a question on the spiritual path, what will other think about me? If I will start chanting Vaheguru Gurmantar in my home, and before I used to do all sorts of physical stuff, the worldly stuff, the materialistic stuff, and people will say, see, he has changed. He has become a sadhu, a baba, a sant, a saint. He is showing off that he is a spiritual person. That kind of a lok lajja, that what will other think about me? Oh, he has gone nuts. He's chanting so loud. Sometimes it happens within the families also. Slowly, a husband will change, or a wife will change, or a kid will change. I know families where the children started doing Simran. children started walking on the path, and initially they had trouble, but slowly their parents also started coming into that path. And that's a real test. When you are alone in your family and you want to walk on the path, you are doing the Sangat of Gurmukhs, then it is very important how you behave in the family, especially for the parents. I remember, I still sometimes, uh, you know, uh, your kids will say, right? They say, oh, mom, oh, dad, you do Simran all the time, but how come you are angry? We have to make sure whatever we preach, we practice. So that's why we have to self-introspect. We have to self-introspect ourselves and see where are our thoughts going. But don't worry about what others will think about you. Don't worry about that. Worry about improving yourself. If we will have a lok laja, and sometimes there some people who will come to the Gurdwara, they will sit there, the Simran is going on, the meditation is going on, the chanting is going on, but they will not even chant one time also. Why? That's why Maharaj says, Akhan Okha Sacha now. It is difficult. If you are too much busy in the worldly stuff, it will be very difficult for you to say Vaheguru in Sangat. Because you are scared, you are afraid that what will other people think when I will be saying Vaheguru. Never be afraid of saying Vaheguru. Never. Because people will always and always say something about you. If you'll keep on worrying about what others will say, you will not be able to progress. We have to rise above the lok laja. We cannot care about what other people think. Because we need to understand what is the purpose of our life. Maharaj says, Bhai prapat manuk dehuriya Gobind milan ki eh teri bariya अवर काज तेरे किते ना काम मिल साथ संगत पज केवल नाम. Maharaj says, very difficult. You are very lucky that you got this physical body. Pai prapat manuk dihuriya. Why you got this physical body? Gobind milan ki eh teri bariya. The purpose of life is to meet Vaheguru. That's why you got this physical body. What should you do to achieve the purpose of your life? Pai prapat manuk dehuriya, Gobind milan ki eh teri bariya, avar kaaj tere kite na kaam, mil sadh sangat paj keval naam. Come in the sangat, come in the congregation and jap Vaheguru. Then only you will be able to achieve the purpose of your life. But you have to go beyond the lok laja. Maharaj says, Bhukhe khavat laaj na aave, tyo har jan har gun gaave. Maharaj says, the hungry man is not ashamed to eat. Just so, the humble servant of the Lord sings the glorious praises. If you are not ashamed to eat when you are hungry, why you are afraid of singing his praises? Or why you are ashamed of singing his praises? So we have to make sure that we need to understand these 4 basic rules. No ego, no animosity, no slandering and gossiping, and no caring of what others think about you. See, this is a game of love played by the mind. You have to make sure that you have to love everybody. The path is of love, and the game has to be played by the mind, not by the physical body. Your mind is going to meet fire, not the physical body. But you have to behave in a way, in a certain way, I would say, while remaining in this world. Now, how to do the Saskira Simran? We discussed this last time also. And obviously there is this Sangat who is doing Saskira Simran from long time. But for the newcomers, Maharaj says, first of all, why Saskira Simran? Maharaj says, Jo saas giras dhyaye mera har har, so gursikh guru man pa. If you will do the saas giras Simran, then and then only you are my beloved Sikh. Why Maharaj is stressing so much on saas giras Simran? There is a reason to it. First of all, let's understand what saas giras Simran means. Saas giras. Saas is inhaling. Giras. When we talk about giras or girana, it's a Hindi word. It's basically to throw something, to put out something. So literally, saas means inhaling and giras means exhaling. So we have to chant Vaheguru Gur Mantar in this way. And the most important thing in this is listen to our own voice. Very important. Because if we will not listen to our own voice, our mind will go in thoughts. And that will happen. So when you are chanting, try to bring your mind back into the listening. Maharaj says, Gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye pao. With love. Chant, gaviye, suniye, listen. Man rakhiye pao. With love. And saas gira simran. Va, breathe in. Guru, breathe out. But to do this process, because if you are too much breathing in, what will happen? You cannot do out loud. That's what we are going to talk about here. The first stage is Bakri Bani in Saskara Simran. And what is Bakri Bani? When you do out loud. Why, Guru, why, Guru. So to make sure this process happens, inhaling and exhaling process, and you are chanting out loud, put your stomach in half inch when you say why, and stomach out when you say Guru. You have to close your eyes. Don't move your body, physical body. And before you close your eyes, try to look near the tip of the nose, near the nostrils. So that when you close your eyes, you are looking straight out there. Even if it is dark, doesn't matter. And then you start chanting from your tongue. Your eyes are closed, but you are looking through your eyes in the front of your nostrils. You say why, tummy in, Guru, tummy out, little bit, so that inhaling and exhaling process can happen. And then you listen to your own voice. Very important, most important, listening to your own voice. When you will do the Simran this way, very few times your mind will go out. And even if it will go out, bring your mind back and make sure it is listening to your own voice. It will go in thoughts, bring it back. Sometimes there can be a lot of thoughts, and we'll discuss more about it. But We have only 10-15 minutes. Let's practice this. So, number one, eyes closed, body still. You have to chant from your tongue out loud, not inside. You have to chant loud. Listen to your own voice with the physical ears, not from inside, with the physical ears, first stage. Listen to this Gur mantra. Vaheguru is Gur mantra. Okay? आओ जी शुरू करिए. Vaheguru, 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 Guru, Vaheguru, 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 Guru, Vai, 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 Guru, Guru, Vai, 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 Guru, Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Now, whenever you have to open your eyes, don't open it fully. Open it very, very slowly, looking straight ahead. Slowly and slowly open your eyes. Now you can open it fully. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Along with Gurmantar Jap, you have to make sure that your mind follows those 4 rules. We'll discuss more about it in tomorrow's session or in the evening time in India. We have to make sure that we make a routine for Gurmantar Jap. Early morning hours are the best hours because there is a complete silence outside. There is no hustle and bustle. You can sit at some place, a designated place every day and chant, do more and more practice, abhyas of Sas Giras Simran. and mind will start coming in peace, in Sahaj. That's it for today. I must have done a lot of mistakes while reading Gurbani, while doing Simran. Kal Purakh Nirankar Vaheguru, the timeless, formless Vaheguru. Forgive me, please. Sangat ji, forgive me. Vaheguru ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki Fateh.
आवाज नहीं आ रही सो ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਨੇ ਅਕਥ ਕਥਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੇ ਲਾਹਾ ਲਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਸ਼ੁਕਰਾਨਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਘਰੇ ਬੈਠਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜੀਓ। ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਵੀ ਬੜੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਟੈਲੀਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਕਥਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਇੱਕ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਵਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਜੇ ਟੈਲੀਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਤੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਨ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰ ਜੋ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਸਕਾਈਪ ਦੇ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਗਰੁੱਪਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਤੇ ਅਤੇ YouTube ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ। ਸੋ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਚੈਲੰਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਇਆ ਇਹਦੇ ਤੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੀ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਕਥਾ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਟੈਲੀਗ੍ਰਾਮ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਕਰਿਆ ਕਰਨ। ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਵੀ ਸਾਫ਼ ਆ ਕਾਲ ਡ੍ਰੌਪ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਕਥਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਊਟ ਅਨਮਿਊਟ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਸਾਊਂਡ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੀ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਸਕਾਈਪਾਂ ਤੇ ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਸਕਾਈਪ ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਅਨਮਿਊਟ ਵੀ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਫਿਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰਿਕਾਰਡਿੰਗ ਵੀ YouTube ਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰਿਕਾਰਡਿੰਗ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਮਿਲ ਜੂਗੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਤੋਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਨੇ ਜਾਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਨੇ ਸੁਣਨੀ ਜਾਂ ਫਾਰਵਰਡ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਬੈਠ ਕੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟੀਕਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਜੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਦਾ ਬੋਲਦਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਭੁੱਲਾਂ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਬਖਸ਼ ਲੈਣੀਆਂ ਜੀ। ਸਕਾਈਪ ਚੈਨਲ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਡਿਊਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕਰਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਉਹ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰਾ ਦਿਓ ਜੀ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।